Okay, so I'm going to show how I do production coding with AIPACK and Procoder pack. So if I do a Toki here, I have about 20,000 lines of code. So obviously I do not want to send all of the files to the AI. Even if I have a million contexts, it's not a thing I want to do because it's going to get confused, it's going to try to do too much, it's not going to be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have full control of the globes. So the way that the Procoder AIPACK works is that it allows me to have these parametric agents, and then I can have my knowledge globes. This is where I have my best practices for my Rust 10x. And the cool thing here, we can see that that is another pack that I have installed, which is a pro at Rust 10x. Then I have the base dir, which is a root. And then on my context globes, I have the cargo to ML, which is important. And then I cherry pick what I want it to have. So for the task that I want to do, I want to give it that. Sometimes it's wider or shorter. Eventually, there will be an agent that will help me defining that, but right now, it gives me a very good control. Now, the very cool thing is I can also have what is called a working globes, which can be used for concurrency, but also if I don't have concurrency set on, I can use it to just say, I want to work on this file and only this file. The benefit of that is all of those guys will be cached because they will be first in the context. Now, if we go down again, we are going to have our model aliases. I updated everything to use the main GPT-4.1, and that is going to be my main one, the Mini, the Nano, the Google Pro, and the Flash, which is very fast as good and very good. So now I'm comparing the Flash and the Nano or Flash and Mini, which is about the same price. And I still have Cloud in case I need to have it. It's kind of expensive. I'm not using it that much anymore because the other guys, either Google or now GPT-4.1 is pretty good. Now, I'm going to have the right mode equal true, and my model, I'm going to put it at main. So I have main. Now, in my files here, I have the things, and I want to work only on these files. And so I say in self update, I don't put self because self in Rust is reserved, so I put an X. I do not want to activate the toActivate function yet. I have a piece of code over there that I don't want to activate right now. It's this one, and this is kind of a placeholder. It's work in progress that I've done with AI, but I don't want to activate it. I have a very simple one right now, which is when you do a AIPACK, AIP, self-update, it's going to give you that message. To update AIPACK, just install. But what we could do is I could check if there is a new version and just say either you are all good or you need to do that. This is why the thing I'm going to do in my prompt, I'm going to say, do not remove this code, but in the current function, I want to get the latest to ML. So it already has the URL of the latest to ML, parse it and compare it to the correct version. If need update, then say the message, you need to update your version, you have version, blah, 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 and stuff. If you do not need to update because the current version is greater, you can say you already have the latest version, and that is the reason why is because sometimes I might be on a pre-release version, and so this way it will allow me to show both. And then I put that. And note that when I do the prompt here, I put the things under the triple backtick, and AI is pretty good at understanding markdown constructs, so that's good. Now, the way that the Procoder works is, again, for me, is production coding. I code with files, not in chat box, not in a browser. I like files. So the files becomes a prompt, and then above the equal is my prompt or my parameters, like what we saw above, and then below is basically the information of the AI. So that was a previous run that I did, and it gives me the duration, the cost, the model that I gave, the model that has been actually run, returned by OpenAI, and then the number of context files, working files, and knowledge files. In this case, I have 0. In this one, is going to crank up a little bit. So now that we have that, I'm going to do AIP run Procoder. So that is the pack that I have installed with AIP install Procoder. And I'm going to run that. And the first time it will create the file for you, but I've already run it. And then it's going to run basically this prompt with those parameters. And then we will see over there the duration, the cost, and so on. We're going to wait a little bit. And boom, we get 39 seconds. We had about 6 cents. So the thing I've realized with GPT-4.1 is that even if it's at $8 kind of things, it's very cheap the way it works compared to O3 Mini, which has reasoning token and so on. So that's pretty cool. Right now, there's no cache prompt token over there. And that is because that was the first call with the things. If I were going to run it again and continue to work on this file, this will be the cache token will go up, obviously. And then we have this and we have no reasoning token. And then that's it. So that we can check very quickly. And all of the content that were file only got extracted and put in the file. So that is what we get there. So now if we go to ourselves, we can see what he has done. He has removed the old one. He has created a new one, but he hasn't removed yet this one. Okay, so that is pretty cool. So, and it looks like he did the right thing. So usually what I do is I do a check like that, and then I'm going to check the code if this works correctly. So the difference between vibe coding and production coding with AI is not about let it run and go home and then give him 100 tasks and then say, oh my God, I've done everything and I didn't do. It's about how to do a times 3, times 4 of yourself. So these kind of things here, I could have done it. This is a simple task, but sometimes I do much bigger task and it does a very good job. And then I kind of check it and then I do the commit to update. That is a little bit my process. So the cool thing, for example, this is a way that I publish message. So kind of find in my code the way that I do the printed in. This is just the way that this binary works. So he knows how to get the request client and then he's going to get this and that is pretty good. He's going to parse the data, which is what I wanted it to do. If there's an error, it's going to complain and then he's going to do that. So there's a couple of things here that we need to do. For example, in this case here, this will be typically I will do a error custom. And that is the thing again, between vibe coding and things, I could say, well, I go and ask the AI, oh, make sure to do the things. We could, but sometimes the net value of me updating it is much higher than trying to goof around with a prompt and doing everything by prompt and being a prompt purist. So that is the difference between, again, vibe coding and production coding. Don't get dogmatic about how you want to do these kind of things. Now, I'm going to repeat myself, and so this might have been another prompt I would have said, perhaps because right now I'm going to do multiple times like this. So then I'm saying, well, perhaps this would be a good idea for another prompt. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a cargo run self-update, and I'm going to see if that works. And that is pretty cool. You say you have the latest version, this one, and that is what is online, which is what I have online. So that works pretty well. So what I will do here is I will do something like that. git-c is an alias that I have, and I'm going to do that. That's my best practices to say I improved self-update. Now check online version. Okay, boom. Now, here's the thing that we're going to do. We're going to go back to our prompt, and you remember we did that over there, and we had these kind of things. So what I'm going to say something like that. I'm going to remove that. So in the self update, please, I don't know why I say please here. This is a little bit scary, but update the publish error with the staff custom so that the hub can get them as error. And then it has a way of formatting it. So I'm going to do that. I go back here, and then here I just press R for replay. We're going to wait, and boom, we have 41 seconds, 7 cents, so far so good. The cache here, so this is a point here, now is 20,000 tokens. So out of 22,000 prompts, I got cash more than 90% or whatever it is. Yeah. And so that is pretty cool. Yeah, because now it's doing that automatically. And in fact, I even cache with Claude. When you use Claude, I use some of this technique to do the caching as well, which could be very good as well. And then this is all the files, and all the files we can check. And now we can check over there, and we're going to check that. I put all of this over there. That is pretty cool. So usually what I will do is I will check like that, cargo self-update to make sure that it check. Okay, that's good. Now, I could write a unit test for this one. It's a little bit tricky because you will have to go online and stuff. I could do it. That could be another kind of prompt. But one thing I will do is a git log, make sure that I didn't push to GitHub yet. And then this one, and that was a cleanup of this one. So rather to do another kind of commit, I will do a git amend. And that is an alias I have. And so that will amend and then stuff. And then that's it. So I have this feature, and actually this feature will be part of the 0.7.3, which I'm going to release soon. And so probably when you are going to see this video, that will be the version online. And the way you install it is you go to AIPACK.ai, and then you have this one where you install the latest binaries on Linux and even on Windows. You use PowerShell, and then you can install the binaries without compiling the stuff. And then you have AIPACK on your machine. 6 MB to download, 15 MB on disk. Until next one, happy coding.